Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 30 base.
Go, go, go.
Hey, lock it. Go.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Come on, set. 18, Gator. Gone.
A run for Nick Chubb, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They look to throw. It's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll run on 1st down. Faulkner, and able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down now. Faulkner, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Herbert, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Ready, set.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. For Kittle here, it's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Squeeze. On the ball. Hit it.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but it definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
51.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready? Hey, Echo.
3 bucks.
5.
Throwing on 1st down, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Rush in. Hey, Sam on. Ready?
Now a give, right side. Faulkner.
Go.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
Let's go.
A big play that time for Pittsburgh. Give him 69 yards on the ground.
3-yard line.
They come out here in the I. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Hey, Delta.
Strip that ball. Mike 56. Mike 56.
2nd and 2. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Christian Wilkins has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal.
Go.
From the gun, Herbert. His pass caught at the 4. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. A good run by Chubb on 1st down as he'll get about 6 yards there. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
30 base.
54, Mike. Man, I got you.
Topper, now.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing on second and long. Lock, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they've responded to the challenge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Take four.
Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught by OBJ. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Lock now on 1st down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, Mike's 7.
Mike's 50.
Ready?
Lock gonna throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Got it.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, watch it.
Tight dog.
An opening for Chubb on 1st down as he dashes forward for about 7. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Again, they'll throw with Lock. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Locke looks to throw it again. He finds Beckham complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 42 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Browns drive about to get started. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, 83 yards, and the Browns have taken the lead. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
Check 26, check 26. Check 99, check 99.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
Let's go. 18, Gator.
Here we go. Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight.
Hey, dude. Get it.
On the draw, this is Henderson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready, set. Hey, Charlie.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27.
Down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable. Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch. Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right? And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward. Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the 25 on 2nd down, Locke. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Check it out, read.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And an alley to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to
And that's caught inside the 30. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Herbert. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, Herbert. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, stand off. Screen. Watch the screen. Step.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the 2nd half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll keep it on the ground. Faulkner, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line. And it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Say. Kill. Ready.
They'll try to draw now with Chubb. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Here we go. 70, Indy. 54, not here. Hey, orbit.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
You draw Corker. Watch the twist. Hey, lock it. He's checking. Crash. He's coming.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert, and he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Now the point after try for Santos. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let him know, let him know. Check, crunch, crane, exit, crunch. Snap.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room.
Mike 54. Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, motion, pop. Big Ed. Kill. Turn. Hey, Alpha. Kill, turn up. Let go.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch QB drop. Check three. Pilot, 64, weak. Check Mike 50. Hey, seam 6. Shoot.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That's taken in by Callaway. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Locke now, 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on 1st down.
4 down. Back. 80 weapons. Hit it.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Watch the whip.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check. Ready.
On 1st down, Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. Go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
13 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now it's Henderson, and he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Mike 51. Look, screen. Jumper. Watch twitch. Hey, Sam on.
On second down, Faulkner. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. To throw on third down, Herbert. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41.
Shoot! Alert 3.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Let's go, D.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. On 2nd and 9, Locke. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Browns' 44-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gator. Show team spell. Check, 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 check. 49. Check 49. Bravo.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. This one caught by Ridley. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards. They come out here in the eye. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. From the 38, Locke. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Block. And that will be incomplete. Artie Burns, former first-rounder, there to break that one up.
The out route's such a timing route that sometimes the guy throwing the ball just throws it almost blindly, just kind of counts on that timing winning. And in this case, the ball was batted away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
On the ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Faulkner. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the 31-yard line.
Let's go. 90, Wolf. Hey, Haywood. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Ready?
To throw on second down. Herbert over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it second and 6. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Ready? 30 base. Check 53, you must be
They'll keep it on the ground. Faulkner, and he's got some space here. Trotty, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A big play there. 47 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Back to throw. Lock. That one caught by Gibson. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Here's Locke to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. Second and 24.
Here we go, 50-50. Mike 50. Yep. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Lock to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. Past the 20. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the fourth quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Steelers, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.